went over, which said that the traffic study is going to need to be fixed, that it's not approved. It said
It's not approved, that's correct. That's
so what I'm saying is the approval of the traffic study was not conditional upon them moving forward. It was just them doing it, and it's our discretion. That's what I just wanted that clear. That
it says necessary improvements shall be determined based in part on the board's and engineer's review,
and then it's our discretion as to how it moves forward. Based on that.
And we're not, you know, if PennDOT says they have to do something, we're not going to say they don't have to do what PennDOT says.
No, I know. That's what I wanted to know did that provision say that? Was it contingent on PennDOT agreeing to it or not? That's fine. I just wanted to know. I didn't remember.
And PennDOT stated that it's up to the developer to do that stuff. The only thing we agreed to is as far as the road itself, as long as they keep it passable, we'd rather that they did not top it till after they're finished with the construction.
Right, we've talked about that.
You know.
I remember that.
So
if based upon the fact that PennDOT said they don't have to do it till later, and the fact that it causes them a great deal of difficulty in not being able to get the building permits if we leave this requirement as it was in the motion that was done on October 13th, whether council wants to or not, I've prepared a motion that you can consider tonight that would, I'll just read it for you. It says a motion made by, seconded by, to delay Sunnyside's required compliance with all requirements. I'm going to give this to you, Emma. Don't try to write it down. I'm going to give this to you.
I'm not writing it down.
Okay, I thought you were trying to keep up with me. To delay Sunnyside's required compliance with all requirements of the PennDOT regarding Sunnyside's traffic impact study, submission, and required improvements / mitigation to the two intersections, until the time Sunnyside applies for a final certificate of occupancy for the development on. And the language is the same as it was in the other motion, provided PennDOT does not require such compliance any sooner than that. But in the event PennDOT does require compliance sooner than the application for the certificate of occupancy, then Sunnyside shall be required to so comply with the time set by PennDOT. And then I added another proviso in here. But in no case shall Sunnyside be permitted to commence production of any of its products or byproducts until such time as full compliance to the satisfaction of Curwensville Borough and/or PennDOT has been accomplished. And the rest of the motion is all the same, that Sunnyside is going to enter into an agreement with the borough to, which agreement will include those same 4 provisions regarding payment of fees.
In other words, we're just going along with what PennDOT's final word at that meeting was. You don't have to comply with this until you're ready to make that first gallon of juice. So,
I have a question. What is the proposed time between when the building actually starts to where you're ready for production? Because isn't there going to be an awful lot of heavy traffic bringing equipment and removing water debris or whatever from that site on those 2 locations? That sounds like an awful lot of traffic, including that. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be 6 months or a year.
Yeah, actually, I brought that up at the last meeting, and there was no answer.
I assume that there will be more traffic than there is now. I don't know that the amount of traffic will be to the level where PennDOT says that it trips the trigger that they have to do the improvement to the intersections.
Well, we don't know.
I don't think it gets to that point.
We didn't address it, though.
Did it affect Ethanol down in Clearfield? That would be my question.
I don't think they'll have a traffic situation until they actually start production.
Oh no, there's an awful lot going on there. Those trucks have to get in and out of there. It's huge. It's monumental.
Yeah, the difference too, they're coming in on state routes too.
Yeah, instead of these little...
This is a borough road that we're going to be accessing and tearing up, going right by the school.
Well, whatever roads they tear up, they've got to keep in condition, keep them maintained so that they're passable.
But I think Carol's point is legit, and I asked that at the last meeting and nobody had an answer.
I don't have an answer other than I assume from PennDOT's not requiring compliance until they start production, that PennDOT must have figured there's not going to be enough traffic to require that until that point. That's the only assumption I could make.
Can I ask a question? What if this was put in here at the last meeting? What was the reason for that?
I did that. Okay, I put in about the building permit, and I misunderstood from a conversation I think I had with Rick about what the timeline was and when they were gonna do certain things. I thought the building permit was gonna be further down the road, but it's not. It's gonna be coming up. In fact, I didn't even know about this one, that they had to do this at the time. But the building permit applications, I think, are gonna be coming up rather quickly.
What is the projected time of, from the time, let's say, the earth is turned over till that project is finished and ready for operation? Does anybody know?
Our schedule is 24 to 28 months.
Oh, so that is going to be considerable time and wear and tear and traffic on those intersections.
Are there provisions made for maintenance during that time?
That's in the condition on the plan development,
Okay.
that they have to maintain the roads.
Who does?
Sunnyside.
I see. Okay.
And that's also, I think we have that, condition 2. The applicant shall provide the borough with corporate bonds and other security acceptable to the borough. And the amount is determined by the borough and its engineer after consultation with the applicant for said maintenance, repair, and replacement of the roads, Cooper Road, Schofield Street, and River Street.
And what, we didn't hear from you, Mr. D'Souza, what the exact problem, you said the timing is an issue for you guys. Can you elaborate on that exactly?
The timing is in terms of putting out the money up front on those intersections when our traffic associated with our production won't begin until we begin production. And that's also what PennDOT is requiring. So, and we also want to work with the borough to see if there's a possibility of some grants being obtained to pay for some of this intersection work. With the rest would be paid by us. All that takes time. And we still have to go through with PennDOT to find out exactly what they're going to require at those two intersections.
Shouldn't that all be in place before something is approved? Kind of late to do it once you've got that heavy traffic on there.
I'm not sure your question.
Well, I guess get something in writing that says that will happen.
That's what that, I'm sorry.
Is that,
There's going to be a part of the motion, the last one that was done, and this motion this time, if council approves it, has the same 4 conditions that will be in an agreement between Sunnyside and the borough. If you want me to reiterate those. One is that Sunnyside will be solely responsible for full compliance with all PennDOT requirements, even if the borough is unable to obtain any grants to apply to it. Number 2 is the borough will make a good faith effort to obtain grants to be applied to the costs of required improvements at the intersections. Number 3, Sunnyside will reimburse the borough for all costs and fees incurred by the borough in applying for, obtaining, and administering such grants, including but not limited to engineering and legal fees incurred. Number 4, Sunnyside will reimburse the borough for all engineering and legal fees and related costs incurred by the borough with regards to Sunnyside's compliance with all requirements of PennDOT regarding the TIS, the traffic impact study submissions, and the required improvements mitigation to the intersections, including but not limited to attendance at necessary meetings, review of TIS submissions, plans and PennDOT requirements, and preparation of motions and the agreement referenced herein. And if this motion's approved, then I would draw up that agreement for council's review and then submission to Sunnyside.
I'll make that motion the way you have it presented.
Okay, motion made by Mr. Soffit.
I'll second that.
We go by this new agreement. Any question?
No.
Seconded by Mrs. Girardi. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
nay?
Motion carried. Mr. Otero voted no. Okay.